We want to build a business that is sustainable, and we want to build a business that can operate independently of you and your brilliance.
You're listening to the Profit First for Lawyers podcast, the official companion show to the book Profit First for Lawyers by RJon Robins. Now, this podcast is for you if you want to bring home more profit while working fewer hours in the office, spending even more time with your loved ones, and turning your office into a lean, mean, profit-breathing machine. So if you're tired of working for your law firm instead of your law firm working for you, stay tuned for some really practical insights that will get you the results you've always wanted. It's time to put your BS aside for the next few minutes and put yourself, your family, your firm, and your profit first. Welcome back to another episode of the Profit First for Lawyers podcast. I'm your host, Carly, and today we are diving straight into a topic that's going to free up more of your time and make your law firm a whole lot more profitable and more fun to run. It's also a topic that makes a lot of law firm owners uncomfortable, so I'm going to ask you to please lean in. And if you do feel any discomfort, maybe sit with that for a little bit. Today, we are talking about your written business plan. And look, we all know that we should have a written business plan. And if you do have a business plan, we all know that it should be something that you're looking at regularly and taking action on and measuring against. I mean, after all, the older that I get, the faster time seems to fly. So keeping a reminder of your targets front and center becomes more and more important as time goes by, at least in my opinion. But too many law firm owners don't make this a priority. And so instead, they miss out on some of the biggest benefits of being a business owner and an entrepreneur. Now, you've heard us say pretty frequently that you should take the time to put your business plan together. But now you're going to hear RJon talk about why and what benefits having a business plan will bring, as well as why you shouldn't feel bad if you're one of the many, many, many law firm owners who hasn't yet taken this crucial step. Today is the start of a whole new week of promise. So let's get into it. Here's a clip from when I joined RJon in Miami to record the Profit First for Lawyers audiobook. This particular clip did not make it into the final product, so enjoy this exclusive behind-the-scenes moment and find out what a bus, a seal, and a wedding all have to do with your business plan. Let's roll the clip.
Chapter 5, the 7 main parts of every successful law firm. These are also the 7 main parts of every struggling law firm that is quietly ruining the lives of the lawyers who own them. You would never invest in a business if you didn't understand how it was supposed to generate a revenue and produce a profit. Would you? I hope not. I definitely know I wouldn't. Actually, I have lots of times. I've learned this stuff the hard way. Don't be embarrassed if you get to the end of this chapter and you realize, holy crap, I've invested, I've asked my family to invest, I've asked my friends to invest, I've asked my staff and my clients to invest in a business that didn't have a clear plan for how it was supposed to consistently, predictably, reliably generate revenue, or processes and systems and procedures for how it was going to reliably and consistently and predictably convert that revenue into profit. I've been there, I've lived to tell the story, and now I'm writing a book about it. So don't feel bad if you find yourself in that predicament now. Today, I would never invest in a business unless it has a documented plan explaining how the owner plans to attract clients, make sales, and deliver whatever products or services were sold in the first place. And of course, I would want to see that there are systems and processes and procedures that would allow the business to continue functioning even if the owner were to go away for a little while or a long time, or maybe even gets hit by a bus. I actually know a lawyer who actually got hit by a bus.
That's
no
how
joke.
You say that. Sorry, I've heard you say that a few times. I didn't realize that was a real story.
Well, there's a euphemism, a thing. People say, if you get hit by a bus. But I know a lawyer who actually got hit by a bus. I know a lawyer who got hit by a bus. I know a lawyer who got attacked by a seal. I don't mean like a Navy SEAL. I mean like an actual seal. He showed me a video of him getting attacked by a seal. He had to take a couple weeks off because he got bit on the foot by a seal.
Wow, new fear unlocked.
I know a lawyer who had a seizure. Never in her life ever had this happen in her whole life until she was like in her 30s, mid 30s. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, bam, it just happened. Life happens. You know what every single personal injury lawyer can tell you? That every single one of their clients all have in common without one single exception? None of them expected to get in the car wreck the morning they woke up, left the house, and got in the car wreck, right? Life just happens. Anyway, the point is, I wouldn't want to invest in a business, and I don't want your family to be invested in a business that is being run by the most brilliant, amazing, wonderful, spectacular person in the world, i.e. you, unless the business has processes and systems and procedures for how the business will continue to function, how each of these 7 main parts of the business will continue to function, even if you have to step away for a little or a long time. Maybe for good reasons. Maybe you decide to go to your best friend's wedding. Maybe you decide to go on a vacation. Maybe you decide to take your kids on a college tour. The point is, it doesn't always have to be doom and gloom. We want to build a business that is sustainable, and we want to build a business that can operate independently of you and your brilliance. Otherwise, it's not a business. It's just a practice. It's just a job.
It's not a business. It's just a practice. It's just a job. Now, one of my favorite lines from chapter 4 is where RJon talks about the futility of running a law firm, which is, of course, a business, without a business plan, right? He compares it to taking a case to trial with no trial plan, or conducting a complex transaction with no work plan, or playing blind archery. That one always gets me. Right. Now, he invites the reader to pick whichever analogy resonates most with them as being the most likely to produce predictably bad results. And here's the thing. I have spoken with hundreds of law firm owners at this point, and what the vast majority have in common is that they were not taught anything about running a business in law school. And RJon's mentioned it a few times too, right? There was this overt lesson that usually taught something closer to just be a good enough lawyer, and then the clients will come to you, right? And then when a law firm owner struggles, there's this sense of shame in admitting it. Because, of course, if they're not getting enough clients, they must not be a good enough lawyer, which of course is patently untrue. Now, if you don't have a business plan yet that outlines your goals for your firm and how those goals are going to be accomplished, or if you do have a business plan but you haven't revised it maybe within the last 18 months or so, please set aside some time and do so now. One of the places that entrepreneurs, and I think pretty much any field, mess up is by making their business plan too complicated or by trying to lawyerify it to death, right? Make it simple, make it easy to read and easy to follow. Start with the 7 main parts of your business: your marketing, sales, production, people, physical plant, financial controls, and your goals. Now, if you have your copy of the book handy, there is a QR code on page 94 that will take you to a free business plan workbook that's going to help you get started. Or, of course, we've got a link for it in our show notes below. Now, I'm going to play a second clip from the same section of the book where RJon's going to break down how to get started on your plan so that it actually accomplishes your goals. This breakdown was pretty mind-blowing for me when I first heard it. And I do think that we've actually played a portion of this clip before, I think in season 1, but it's a timely reminder that is always going to be useful, so I'm going to play it again now. Let's roll the clip.
For example, the steps to figure this out might sound a little something like this. You know, to live the way that I really want to live and not just settle for whatever I can get by on, the firm must produce $250,000 in total owner benefits through a combination of my W-2 salary, the profits that I'll report on my K-1 form, and other owner benefits that will enrich my life, even though they'll be technically categorized as business expenses, thanks to the fact that I work with a good tax strategist. And of course, I'm just using $250,000 as an example. Your number might be higher, your number might be lower. The thing I want you to pay attention to, though, is I want you to be honest with yourself about, first and foremost, how do you want to be living your life? And then figure out how much it costs to support that lifestyle. Don't do it the other way around. But for purposes of this example, we're just going to go with $250,000, mostly because it just makes the math easier to talk about. The next part of the conversation might sound a little something like this. Given how aggressively we plan to grow the firm, our projected labor cost ratio, and other expenses, we're figuring the firm ought to operate at about a 33% total owner benefit margin. $250,000 to live the way we want to live at a 33% total owner benefit margin dictates a $750,000 gross revenue law firm. So let's get to step 3 of this conversation. Since our blended average case or matter is worth around $5,000 to the firm, we know the firm needs to open, close, and get paid for 150 files next year. $250,000 to live the way you want to live at a 33% total owner benefit profit margin means the firm has to gross $750,000. $750,000 divided by a $5,000 average case value means the firm needs to open, close, and get paid for about 150 cases a year. Step 4. Since our sales conversion rate is about 50%, marketing has to deliver 24 prospects to sales every month. The math behind this is marketing brings 24 prospects every month to sales. Sales converts half of them, which produces 12 new files per month. The average file is $5,000. That gives us $750,000 a year. $750,000 a year at a 33% total owner benefit margin gives us our $250,000 a year to live the way we want to live. And guess how much of this math your kids care about? None. They only care about the final number. Do we have enough money to live the way we want to live? All the rest of it is what we do as responsible business owners so that we can give our family the lives we want to give them by ensuring that we run a profitable law firm while paying staff premium rates to do great work for appreciative clients.
And there's the math. You start with why and what you want to accomplish. Reverse engineer it to figure out your goals and then write it down. Now, I hope this has been helpful for you. Remember, you would never take a case to trial without a trial plan. So don't try to run your business without a business plan either. Here's to you helping even more clients and bringing more good into the world as a direct result of making your firm more profitable. And stay tuned next time as I speak with a law firm owner whose story might surprise you. We'll see you there. Thank you for joining us on another episode of the Profit First for Lawyers podcast. If you're enjoying what you're hearing, tell a friend and buy your copy of the book at profitfirstforlawyers.com. Your future self will thank you for it, and we will see you next time.